Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Xerophayze. This is Eric, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about prompting, but more specifically controlling like your view in your images through prompting. I've looked at a lot of people's responses like on Facebook. I get on a lot of these forums, Stable Diffusion forums, or even just AI image generation in particular. And I noticed a lot of people having the same issues I had a year and a half ago when I first started doing AI image generation, where let's say I'm working on a character and they're like half cut out of the scene, or I can't get the full body in the scene. And over this time that I've been using this, I figured out a lot of techniques in being able to control that aspect, or just controlling the overall scene in general through the prompt, without having to say things like full body head to toe, or vast scene, or something like that. You can control the view of the image through a couple different aspects. You got to realize these AIs love details. And when you put details into something, it focuses on that. The AI is going to focus on whatever it is you're putting details into. For example, let's just do a simple prompt here. We're going to do a man. Let's do a photo of a man looking into the camera. Okay, and I'm not giving it much detail. It's a photo. It's a man. He's looking into the camera. So my expectation of this, aside from creating an image where the guy's like holding a camera and he's looking into the camera, which I don't think it'll do, should be a very close-up shot, okay, of just his face and just looking directly into the camera and nothing else. Well, let's go ahead and set this. I got a preset for portraits here. It's going to change a lot of these settings. We're going to shift this. Here's the other aspect. There's two really big aspects, settings that will control the overall composition of the image. One of them is going to be what you're detailing, what you're describing. The other aspect is really going to be the aspect ratio you're utilizing here. Now, I can select 5:4, and it'll create a man kind of centered, probably looking into the camera. But when I change it to something a little more portrait, 4:5, or 4:5 aspect ratio, the AI has been trained on images that tends to be more portrait. It's going to enhance or help the image be more what I want, which is going to be a man's face looking into the camera. So let's render that out real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected it to show. So you get kind of this close-up image. If I rendered that a few times, it would probably give varying degrees of closeness to his face. Now, let's say I do this. Look into a camera, brown eyes with white eyelashes and green irises. I just cannot spell today. Now, here's what I'm doing. I am giving more detail to just the eyes and the features around the eyes. And what that's going to tell the AI to do is, let's zoom in. See what I mean? Now, I didn't give white eyelashes, but it did give them green irises. I was just kind of throwing stuff out there just to give it, I could say long eyelashes. That might actually even, you can tell because I'm detailing the eyes. Yeah, I brought it in even closer because it wants to to bring out the detail that I'm describing. Let's do this. If another word that will help this, intimate. Okay, intimate photo. It's not what you think. Intimate means close up. You're close to. Okay, again, it's very close, getting out there. I didn't expect it to change a whole lot. Now, let's say we want to change this so that we want it super close. Think of what you're typing in here. I put eyes. So if I put intimate photo of a man looking into the camera, brown eye with long eyelashes and green irises. So it's not plural anymore. So now I should get a single eye. Oh. Now bigger eyes though. Let's see. Intimate photo. So let's say we get rid of that. Of a man, brown eye, green iris. When you're putting plural in there, the AI really focuses on that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Got to get rid of, like I was describing, irises, so it assumes two eyes. So now we got ourselves a super close up. You can even see the veins in the eye. Okay. And this works in the other direction too. Okay. We can bring this out by changing the details. We can leave brown eyes, but when you're drawing the image back, we don't care necessarily about eyelashes, okay, or the irises. We're just going to say brown eye. Intimate photo. We're going to get rid of intimate. And then we're going to say, let's draw it back a little bit. Instead of just his face, I want his shoulders in it too. So let's say a photo of a man wearing a dress shirt with a bow tie. Let's say a red bow tie. And I tend to put like the physicality of the person. So before wearing something, so a man with brown eyes and smile. So you're finding a balance here, okay? I don't want it to bring too much of the lower body in. So I'm adding a few details about his face. He's got brown eyes and he's smiling, okay? I'll put a comma there. Wearing a dress shirt with a red bow tie. Now, I'm saying a dress shirt. I'm not giving it any more details. But I am saying, instead of just a bow tie, I'm saying a red bow tie. So it's going to try to balance out where the camera is focusing. Yep, that's perfect. So as you can see, I got what I wanted because I was kind of finding this balance of the details I wanted in there. Now, I could say if I added more details to the shirt, like a white dress, wearing a dress shirt with a pocket and brown belt. Now that I've given the shirt and something a little lower, let's get rid of, no, let's not get rid of that. Let's see, wearing a dress. So I didn't do much with the brown belt. Sure, with a pocket. I got the pocket. Let's get rid of, again, we're finding balance here. Let's get rid of the smile. Try that. This is experimentation, just giving you an idea of like really how to do this. Photo of a man with brown eyes. Okay, so we're going to say, we're pulling back enough. I'm not going to worry too much about this. Get rid of the comma, wearing a dress shirt with a pocket and brown belt. Let's get rid of this right here. I want the red tie in there, but I'm going to change where it's at. With a pocket and red bow tie and brown belt with denim pants. Most of the details are still up here, but I'm really trying to tell the AI, I want you to pull back. I want you to start showing more of the image, more of this person. Okay, so we lost the face. So now we have this in here, okay, which is kind of what I wanted. So let's come up here of a man smiling. With curly hair. I want to make sure we keep his head in there. So we'll give him one more detail about his head. There we go. That's more like what I was thinking. I wanted the belt partially in there, but I wanted his head still in there. Now, this is more portrait photography. So I could have said portrait photo, okay? Give all those details, and it would probably have helped it. But what I want, my goal in this video is to show you that you can do a lot of this through the details of what you're describing without using some of those in there. So now we're going to shift to bringing more of him out, okay? We're going to zoom back even more. So now we've described brown belt with denim pants, rips in pants, army boots. So we're at 32 tokens out of the 75 that you really that the AI is able to pay attention to. Okay, there we pulled it back even more. It's given it a random background. We lost the bow tie. Okay, so if we rendered it a few times, like let's say we shift this up to 2 renders. Let's just see if we can keep the bow tie. It's giving him more of a casual look because of what we're describing. So we got the bow tie, but we don't get the boots. I'm going to shift this now, the aspect ratio, to a 9:16. The AI is struggling to be able to fit this in there. Now, I could draw this back, but what I would end up doing is probably describing more of the background, adding maybe another detail to the boots, just so we can get it in there. Like we could say black army boots. So let's shift this back just to see if that works. Not quite back, like that one was close. So let's do this. So part of stable diffusion allows me to emphasize. We're just going to do a slight emphasis on that. Should draw the image back a little bit. I wonder if it's having a hard time with bow tie because maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Is it? No, it's bow tie. That should be what it is. B-O-W-T-I-E. I think it's hyphenated. Let's give that a try. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. So like that one worked. It's not black army boots. See, we're starting to lose focus. So probably I would get rid of smiling, because here's the other thing. You need to put priority on the general aesthetic and the overall layout of the image. So don't worry about, like when you're pulling the image back like this, don't worry about the small details. You can go back and in-paint those. Like I don't necessarily need to say he's smiling. Okay? I could just say brown hair, but I'm going to leave curly hair. Wearing a dress shirt. We're going to get rid of pocket. Ripped. Oh, rips in pants. Ripped pants. I'm going to say ripped. There we go. That's better. That's a little more what I was thinking. I mean, this guy's just got some style issues. I mean, obviously that's got a tie there. We could pull that out with in-painting super easy. Again, with aspects ratio, this actually helps. I could do this and it would give me the guy standing there probably every single time without cutting anything off. And it balances it out better too. Lost the red bow tie. So we're just going to say tie. I don't like having to focus on that too much. So now you could actually focus on like negative prompt at this point. So if there's things in the image you didn't like brown boots, you could start saying that, and that would start to solidify more of what you're looking for. So you start getting more black boots. He's a little more stylish. Okay, now to really pull it back. So we're gonna forget about some of the smaller details here. I want photo of a man. Now we're gonna say we're going to use something like this. We're going to say wide angle photo of a man with curly hair. And now we're going to say with a dress shirt, red tie, brown belt, and denim pants, ripped pants, black army boots. Okay, so now we're going to start focusing on the surrounding environment. Standing on a rocky hill. Now we're giving the environment more detail. Okay, so we didn't specify, we're just changing the background. Now we're going to say large forest, cloudy sky. We're just adding details to the background. And the other thing we're going to have to check, see, I pulled it back a little bit there. Yeah. So now it's doing a really wide angle, but in this narrow aspect ratio. But we're getting more of the image in there. And he's looking better, stylish. So now at this point, we're pushing the limits of what we could do here. Now we could add more details about where he's standing. Okay, standing on a rocky hill. I mean, this aspect ratio is really going to limit us, but let me try something here. On a rocky hill, next to, let's say under an ancient temple. So we're giving it something large to focus on. An ancient temple is big, right? So yeah, it's drawing it back even more. It's still doing this wide angle thing, okay? But it's now pulling him back, and it switched the shirt and the tie. It's having a hard time focusing on that. But that's okay. So as you can see, we're pulling it back even more. Now, if you really want this to pull back, we're telling it's a wide angle. So now we need to shift the aspect ratio over to something like a 5:4. So it's a little more wide than it is narrow, you know, wider than taller. So I don't know, however you want to put that. So the aspect ratio is wider than it is tall. And if we render this, we're getting something that looks a little more natural. Okay. Pulled it back, we're getting more scenery here. Okay. We could change the aspect ratio again to a 16:9. What's cool about this is because we're describing enough of his details, it's keeping him fully in the scene. Okay. And let's shut that off. We're gonna change the width on this to 1280 by 576. This will give us a really wide shot. Let's see what it does with him. Puts him right in the center on that one, but this one here. So it's almost like we're getting this really cool wide angle cell phone shot. Obviously, we're losing detail in there. I'm not worried too much about that. But we're still getting the details we want. We got a cloudy sky. Now we could say, I mean, at this point, you're just adding details in. I mean, you can make that as wide as you want. Okay, and it's going to keep him in there. So now if we really wanted to pull this back, this is where we're going to start introducing different camera angles. So what we want to do, we're going to do a high angle photo. I want to see what that does. High angle, I can't remember if that's like from below looking up, or yeah, no, it's from the top kind of looking down. Yeah, so you can kind of see the angle shifted up a little bit. Now let's do drone shot. Get rid of angle. It knows what a drone, oops, not drop shot. That would be interesting. Drone shot. I think I spelled that right this time. It's pulling back even more, and yeah, it's getting a much higher perspective. Here's what it's doing though. Because we are really focusing on the details around this man, it's keeping him in there. Even though the angle and everything, you're getting a wider view of what's around him as if you were high above everything, because we told it a drone shot. So if we were to change this, we're going to say photo of a man. We're going to get rid of curly hair. And wearing a dress shirt, we're going to not worry about the belt. We're going to not worry about ripped, because that's just telling it focus on the pants. We're just going to say black boots. This may still be too much, but standing on a rocky hill under an ancient temple, large forest, cloudy sky. So we're reducing the number of details around the man. Let's see what it does. A little higher angle. It's a little smaller. Let's see. Let's do drone shot photo of a man. Yeah, we're going to need to just basically back off some of these other ones, because a lot of these we can just in paint. So of a man wearing a dress shirt, denim pants, boots, standing on a rocky hill under an ancient temple, large forest, cloudy sky. Let's see if we can get that to pull back. It may just be we have to say image of a man. Oh, there we go. That's better. We're telling, you know, because we haven't specified anything about the man's face, it's some of these images he's going to be turned away. Let's do a bird's eye shot. I'm not sure if I'm doing that bird's eye if it's one word or two words, but let's see what it does. Now that pulls back even more. Gives him much wider angle here. Now, there's lots of different camera angles. These are fun. I am referencing a lot of the data I have in my online prompt generator. It gives you access to a lot of that. You can do point of view shot, selfie shot. Selfie is kind of a fun one. Let's do this. Selfie. It's wide though. Normally those would be, yeah. Let's shift this back over to a 9:16 because most selfies would be vertical, right? Selfie shot. Let's do this. Man taking a selfie. Sometimes it's how you word it too. Like the action of, like what is he doing? Something I think I'm doing here is, yeah, so let's get rid of this right here. I'm not liking that. There, I mean, that's kind of better. We're coming in closer. It's a self, you know, it's trying to do the selfie shot. AIs have a hard time with this sometimes. With figuring out it's supposed to be the camera. I'm going to try something here. Give me a second. No. Selfie photo. Selfie photography. Okay, let's drop that in there. Sometimes it is about like what it is you're trying to, like how it's described in the prompt. Yeah, it's still not doing. I'm giving it maybe too much. I've had a lot better success with selfie photos. Maybe it's the type of photo I'm telling it to take. Not sure. Anyway, so to kind of move on, we could do overhead shot, we could do macro shot, mirror, you know, what we got here. High angle, low angle. Let's do low angle. Low angle photo. And as you can see, it kind of goes down. That is interesting. photo. Yeah, I'm not specifying. It looks like it lost that. So it's so man wearing. But we got the low angle photo. You know, some models are trained on like even really low stuff. Like we could say, what is it called? Worm's eye view photo. Not sure what that's going to do. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Not what I was hoping to do. We could do perspective. Extreme low angle perspective photo. Sometimes you can mix the words and the phrases together. No, it's messing it up. Let's get rid of this whole thing. Extreme low angle photo of man standing next to temple. Ancient temple. That's an extreme low angle photo. Yep. The low angles are all about like putting the main subject really low so you get more of what's above them. So kind of fun to mess with. So some of the ones I've worked on before are macro shots too, and getting it as small as I possibly can. And I actually created one of those and turned it into a style called drop, inside macro water drop. So we're going to do man in hiking gear, standing on a rock. See what it does. See if it does what I hope it does. Yeah. So I set this one up specifically to be this extreme macro shot and to put whatever it is I'm describing inside of what I would hope to be like a water droplet. Sometimes if I'm putting too many details in here, it messes that. But let me show you the prompt for this. It's kind of fun. So if you click your editor, you go into styles and you create styles. So with this one here, I did an intimate macro microscopic shot, tiny miniature. And then you put in the curly bracket, prompt curly bracket. That is where the description that you're putting in into the positive prompt will go, adding to the overall prompt. I've done this with a lot of different things. So I know this video is focusing on adjusting the view without having to use words that the AI just can't associate with things. Like if I did a full body shot of a, I don't know, woman with red hair. I don't think it's going to quite give me what I want, and honestly, with this model, it might give me something I don't necessarily want. We'll have to cut that out. So I had to make a few modifications and add in at least some details to keep the clothing on the person, and a negative prompt. So with this here, I said full body shot. We're not getting the feet though, even though we're using a 9:16 aspect ratio, and even this one was even closer. We could say some people have tried full body shot head to toe. See if that helps. I just don't think it's not necessarily very reliable. Yeah, so we're not getting it there. This one kind of, I don't know what the heck's going on right there. But instead of saying that, we just say photo of a woman with red hair, white shirt, tan pants, and black stilettos. And there you go. And it's going to be a lot more reliable that way. When you give it at least some sort of a detail that tells the AI, I need you to focus on everything from top to bottom, but here's some details to help get you to focus. It doesn't necessarily know what to do with head to toe or full body shot most of the time. When you say body, it's going to focus like on the torso, I think. You're not giving any details about the feet or where they're standing. Maybe they're standing on gravel, you know. That'll change the overall environment too. So as you can see, it gives you something that's going to be a lot more reliable when it comes to camera manipulation and camera just positioning in general. You could do over the shoulder photo. This is a fun one. Gets the person to turn a little bit. Whoa, that's not interesting. Cut her off completely. With red hair and white hair. Let's say looking over her shoulder. Looking back, because when you do it like that, it's kind of like, okay, she's gonna be looking back at you over her shoulder. There we go. We have the gravel there, but we lost the black stilettos. So let's just enhance that a little bit. Tell the AI, hey, it's important. There we go. Very cool. So that kind of gives you an idea of how to position characters in there as well. You know, changing their bodies. You could even say, like, instead of over the shoulder, we could do 3/4 turn. And it should be more like that because that's the 3/4 turn. Yeah. Anyway, that's it with that. Being able to control camera angles, the zoom in, zoom out based on the number of details. I hope this was helpful and gives you a little bit more idea of how to control that just using the details in the prompt. We'll probably come out with a few more videos on prompting and structure to really help people understand, you know, how to use prompting to get the result you want. So honestly, I would love to see some comments in the comment section about like what you would like to see possibly in the next video on, like, what are you struggling with in prompting? What's the most difficult thing you're having to understand or trying to do and just having a difficult time doing? I'd love to see that. So like the video, subscribe to my channel. Love the support that we've been getting. We've got a pretty good Discord channel too. A lot of people on there using Comfy UI, which I still haven't dove into yet. And just overall having a lot of fun. So we'll talk to y'all later.